Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Hi, welcome to the MarcWes Podcast, Sportscast, Thanksgiving edition. You already see Wes with the Thanksgiving grub in the background.
How I'm coming.
We ready to go. You know, we about to run through all the foods tomorrow. You already know what it is. But we're about to run through all the picks for this week and also review the games from last week. So, first game on deck, Miami versus Denver. Obviously, a game disappointed for the Dolphins fans. Um, uh, you probably gonna be mad when I say this, Wes, but I felt like I saw Tannehill as quarterback last time out in the Dolphins. Because when Tannehill played, oh my God, that's exactly how the game went. He was getting sacked just like Tannehill, bruh. So the big story in the game besides the loss is the fact that Flores said, you know what, young blood, we're gonna take you out this game and we're gonna put Fitzpatrick in there. Fitzpatrick nearly brought us back in the end, but Fitzpatrick was not Fitzmagic and threw an interception in the end zone.
He showed what he normally do. That's all.
Yeah. Like he had his one chance. Fitzpatrick had his one chance to prove himself as a starter and to maybe, start maybe another game or whatnot. But, with that interception at the end, we definitely going back to Tua. But overall, I think this game was all about that O-line, bro. That O-line was trash. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the first time you saw the O-line revert back to the old
See,
O-line.
but it was understandable. It was understandable. We had, they were playing mismatch on the O line. We had our I think Solomon Kennedy. He had a foot injury. Lingering for the last few weeks. And he still tried to make it go. Do what it do on game day, even though he was limited all week on practice, and even though for the last 2 weeks it's been nagging him for a little while. So it's understandable. I'm happy it happened the way it did. It happened against the Denver Broncos, another garbage team, but Tua went ahead and seen like this is the NFL. The week prior he was like, he didn't know the NFL was this easy, and now you get to bite your words because people feel slighted by that. You
Yeah.
thinking everything's sweet. It's not sweet. Even though I fuck with you and you're my franchise quarterback. It's no controversy. You know, but and it was understandable how Flores took you out the game because like damn, you just came off a hip injury. It was questions about you. And you got sacked like 6, 7 times that game. So
No.
because of the shuffling in the O line, so why would I jeopardize you? Throw Fitzpatrick in there. If we could go ahead and get a little jump start to kickstart our offense, then that'll be great. But then Fitzpatrick just showed you what he normally show you. He's gonna give you the highs, but definitely he's going to give you the lows. And he almost nearly had a 99 yard touchdown drive, and of course the magic disappeared. But again, I don't mind it. Tua, it seemed like people gonna say that there's a controversy, but Flores already you nipped that in the bud. Tua also, I heard him. Normally, they normally say, quarterbacks normally say, "Oh, we didn't do good on offense." Tua tried to say that at first, and he caught himself. He said, "Nah, me in the first 3 quarters, I wasn't doing good." So Flores felt like he wanted to go another direction to see if we're gonna go ahead and actually win this game. And not just that, but it was a lot on the line. If we would have won, we would have been tied in the AFC for number one in first place. So like, would I do that if I was Brian Flores? Definitely, because at the end of the day, like you can't get wins back. You got to do certain
Yeah.
shit, and handle it. And he already showed as a coach that he's willing to fire his offensive coordinator when everybody thought it was, doing good. He fired certain people. He made his changes, and I'm gonna ride with him, because that's the loyalty that Miami brings. But yeah, It was a
Disappointing loss,
it was a
basically.
disappointing loss, and like it really kind of messed up my Sunday. But again, it is what it is. We're
Is
gonna
what it
grow with
is,
Tua,
man.
and we're gonna have them ups and downs, and it is what it is. I'm not mad. I mean, 5 game winning streak, and we lose one game. Wow, not to it don't really mean nothing to me.
Yeah, it was a humbling loss though. It's like if you felt like really, big about, or just high about the Dolphins overall, this one kind of sets you back into place a little bit. Like, hold on, we not really there yet. And we're not there on the offensive line. And I think at running back, the lack of running game is what's really hurting us, because even Tannehill can ball with a running game, as you can see this year and the year before. So I think if we had a running game that was consistent enough, that would take some of the pressure off of Tua in the passing game, because since they're not doing anything running the ball, they could just peel their ears back and just try to sack Tua and put some pressure on him, and that's basically what happened in this game. But I agree with Flores's move to take him out the game, because like, why jeopardize your franchise quarterback? You obviously don't have it this game. They've obviously figured something out with you and how to put pressure on you. So let's just see if we can salvage this game with Fitzmagic. So I love the move by Flores, but I think Tua is going to bounce back in this next game, and this next game couldn't be a better opponent than the sorry ass Jets.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, definitely, definitely. Not
like,
just
that's the
that.
best thing to bounce back
Yeah,
from.
yeah, yeah. We gonna put a foot in there on them. Not just that, but it was not just two. Like there was a lot of three and outs that we could have got them off. It was like 3-12, 3-10, something like that, and we found a way to have them convert. Not gonna win games like that, especially when they had us ranked as one of the top tier defenses so far. Even though that we know that we're young, we know that we have two great corners. Our D line is young. Of course, we don't have Jordan Phillips. He due to COVID. Our we don't have Preston Williams, another wide receiver, big like Parker. So you can't really focus on one wide receiver. It's just like it was just the perfect storm. Of course, I hope we would have played the Jets last week rather than this week, because I think we would have won. And we probably would have had key players back, as far as Preston Williams, as far as Jordan Phillips, as far as Solomon Killemy on the offensive line. So again, like you said, Marcus, great decision by Brian Flores. We got a franchise quarterback. We almost sacrificed a year for Tua, got him luckily, and I'm not gonna throw that away from one game. So it is what it is. One loss, I don't mind.
Yeah, speaking of franchise quarterbacks, the Ravens got a franchise quarterback with the young boy with Lamar Jackson,
Yep,
and he's having a tough season this year. And last week he caught another L to the Tennessee Titans in overtime.
it was not his fault.
So I saw some of this game, and like he seemed like this game was under control, and then all of a sudden
The
the
defense
Titans,
couldn't stop.
yeah, the defense, the Ravens defense couldn't stop the Titans, couldn't stop Derrick Henry. So Derrick Henry he's one of those players that just wears you down in the final moments of the game, and that's exactly what happened in this game.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, Lamar Jackson out of Pompano loses another game. I believe is this his third in a row? Feels like it's third in a row. I
Yeah,
know it's at least
third,
two in a
third,
row.
third in a row.
So it's a disappointing loss for him. But he has a chance to bounce back in a game that was going to be on Thanksgiving tomorrow, but is now postponed due to COVID. A couple of the running backs, Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins, got COVID, or are in the COVID protocol, so the game got moved to Sunday. So
Exactly.
I think that's actually a good thing for Lamar Jackson to really prepare for that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I
Hmm.
mean, the champagne is still on ice for the Dolphins fans, man, because we need that Pittsburgh Steeler team to lose so we could pop that champagne.
It
You
wouldn't
know,
matter even if they won because it'll have an asterisk for me. You have all these key players. You know, the
they still
Oakland
got to
Raiders.
lose.
They
Fuck
had
that.
their whole O line was gone, and we hit nah. Of course, again, LeBron doesn't give a fuck. He got the ring. He don't give a fuck if it has an asterisk around his title.
Exactly. That's
And,
why
and
they got to
Pittsburgh
lose.
would say the same shit. They won't give a fuck. But me as a Dolphin fan, I'll use that and I'll throw it in their face every fucking time. I do not care. But yeah, unfortunate. It was an unfortunate situation. We won't have that game because I wanted to eat some turkey. Watching that game because the other two games were kind of suspect. We'll kind of get into that in a little later on. The next actual game we're gonna go ahead and talk about is the Titans versus the Raiders. You know,
No,
I
no,
mean, I mean
we
the
talked about that.
but
The
I mean
Rams,
not the
Rams and the
Raiders.
Bucks.
I mean the Ravens. You know, um,
The
is
Rams and the Bucks, baby.
the Rams and the Bucks. You want to
Yeah.
talk? Nah, that's gonna be the next topic. We're talking about the Titans versus the actual Ravens when they actually lost, and then now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Bucks versus the Rams. Now, yeah. Thanks for correcting me, Marcus. Now you got the Bucks versus the Rams. Um, Tom Shady again. True Colors is coming out.
So, well, what actually happened?
I'm gonna tell you in a second after I explain about Tom Shady bitch ass. When you lose, you're supposed to shake a motherfucker hand. That's all
Okay.
respect. So Tom Shady didn't shake someone's hand, so we know what happened. He lost the fucking game. You feel what I'm saying? And not only did he lose the game, he was salty about it. Now they lost 24-27 against the Rams. The Rams was able, like you was correct, Marcus. Like you had said, like Goff was gonna have a good game. I was like, look, Goff
Oh
is
yeah,
garbage.
Goof, Goof. We're
Um,
calling him Goof. It's Jared Goof.
yeah,
Remember?
Jared Goof. I'm like Jared Goof. But my whole thing is he's so up and down with me, like, because you gotta understand, like, um, and they made Tua look like how we made Goff look when we played when they played the Dolphins because he had no bootlegs out the pocket, couldn't really scramble. In this game against the Bucks, they didn't follow the recipe that the Dolphins gave him. You know, and we all know when Goff got some time and he could run out the pocket with a little bootleg, he's gonna kill you. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what he did to the motherfucking Bucks. Like I was saying before, I mean, I know we call them the super team, dream team of the NFL, but I remember I think the
Contenders.
first podcast that we had, first or second, I remember saying something about they're probably gonna be like the Clippers. High expectation, and they
Contenders.
wind up losing. And I didn't see it coming, because there was actually balling like a well-oiled machine. They wind up bringing AB, and we kind of chimed in on that also. Is it going to be positive or negative? So far, he hasn't done anything negative, but
He has
even though
done shit.
his whole
Yeah.
presence, it seemed like, is having a negative effect on the team, even though he's not doing anything negative to the team. Whatever chemistry that they had, they're losing it. Whatever is like Tom Brady, he's not as accurate. His age is showing. It's kind of
That's real. That's
making it
real.
look like Bill Belichick was right. To move on. So I mean, the page and the chapter is still open right now. New England's winning and losing. The same thing with the Bucks. But as far as this game, it just showed me Tom Brady, Tom Shady, um, just his bitch ass. He's gonna the true colors is gonna come out and shine bright. And that's why I got to say thank you,
Yeah.
Goof, for winning. And yeah, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
we was both right on this game. We both picked the Rams to win, and that's exactly what happened. The Bucks to me are pretenders. I mean, they are pretenders because of Tom Shady. Just like you were saying, Tom Shady is not the golden boy of old. He is just an old boy now. He's just not the guy who is going to extend plays. And in this league, you need a player that's going to extend plays. Obviously, he's going to sit in the pocket. He's basically very statuesque now. He throws the ball in the dirt if it's not there. If he doesn't have a running game going, which their running game is kind of average right now, they're going to be an average team. They're mediocre. They may make the playoffs, but this is a team that's going to get ousted in the first round because they just don't have the versatility. Yeah, they got playmakers and wide receivers. I mean, who wouldn't want that arsenal of wide receivers that the Bucks have?
Yep.
But this is a team that you cannot depend on. The pretenders. Tom Brady is over. Just it's over for Tom Brady. He's had a great career, and this is how it ends. This is how it's going to end. Unfortunately, for Tampa Bay or Tampa Bay fans, this is your opportunity. This was your opportunity to actually do something. But unfortunately, this game is not going to be. Oh, this year is not going to be it for Tampa Bay, and that's unfortunate for them because the Super Bowl is actually in
Tampa.
Tampa Bay. So if there was any time for them to really be great, it's this year. But unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. So
Well,
that I mean that's all I really got to say about that game. The Rams, I don't believe in them either because I feel like Jared Goof, he's a goof. He's
Gorsh.
unpredictable. Aaron Donald, he's a beast, but he's double team, triple team sometimes, and Jalen Ramsey is a great player that's gonna lock down one player. You know, as long as you find the other players that is open, you're gonna beat the Rams just like the Dolphins did. So
Exactly.
so I feel, both of these teams from what I saw on Monday night are pretenders and, just don't bet on them going forward because, you might lose that money. And I think now is the best time to just kind of transition to what else happened this week. And that's the college football rankings came out this week, the first time. So it was,
Bullshit.
yeah, there was some bullshit as far as teams jumping in and out. I actually like the fact that BYU was down, because they ain't played nobody. But
Of
you still
course.
got teams like Cincinnati and now Northwestern who beat Wisconsin last week above the Hurricanes. But the Hurricanes did come in at number 10. So they do have a slight chance to make the playoff or, a slight chance to win even the ACC championship. All depends on the game that we'll talk about in a minute with the North Carolina Notre Dame. But last week, Ohio State beat Indiana barely by a touchdown. And yeah, that knocked Indiana down, So you were thinking, okay, Miami's gonna move up, right?
Hmm.
Nah, these haters hate on Miami. So they pushed Northwestern in front of the Canes, which is unfortunate. But what was more telling to me is that Ohio State does not seem like a championship level team to me because this team was up big on Indiana, and then Indiana, they quarterback balls, you know, and he was leading that team back and almost beat them. So Ohio State is not a team that I really, really believe in. To be honest, there's only three legitimate teams out there, and I'm not gonna say Florida is one of them because I don't see that they'll beat Alabama. But Alabama, Clemson, and Notre Dame to me are the three teams.
Yeah, and I agree also. That game last week, like, shit, I remember my pick. I said it was gonna be a fucking blowout. I'm like, this is a basketball school. Like, who the
Right.
fuck is Indiana?
We both said that.
And
Yeah.
they like shit. Ohio State just made me look like I don't know what the hell I'm watching
Actually, I
or
did
talking
say that
about.
they would make the spread, and they did. So
Oh,
I just want to point that
okay.
out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Well, yeah, we're good on that. So we helped y'all make some money on that in that regard. But yeah, that game was like a real good game. It was a blowout at first. I changed the channel. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm hoping. I'm like, damn. I was telling my wife, I'm like, damn. Me and Marcus has said the score. I think I said the score is gonna be 42-21. And then when I seen it was like 35 to like 14, I'm like, okay, score one more time. I'm like, it's gonna be hard for you to score 2-3 times on Ohio State. And you scored one more time. Like, all right, good. We're in the fourth quarter. Da-da-da. Oh, look, these motherfuckers done made me look crazy, but it is what it is.
Look,
They showing that they're here. They're here, and they're um a contender in their own, because look what we said, 20, 42, 21. Like, we disrespected the shit out of them. They probably watched this podcast and like, who the fuck these motherfuckers be kind of
I know
talking
we about
shit
to show
about
these
us,
niggas what's up.
but yeah, that game, that was a real good game. Really didn't think that Miami should have got jumped by Northwestern, but again, I mean, like I said, you guys hate where we live. We live where you want a vacation. From
You
the
see,
weather to
see
the
the palm tree?
cars.
I'm on the beach right now. This ain't no background. I'm on the beach right
Exactly,
now, baby.
exactly, exactly. And me, I'm literally like maybe like 7, 8 minutes from the beach where I stay. So
Yeah, me
so
too.
I feel people, but again, we got more 30 for 30s out there than some schools. We got three so far. We NCAA done changed penalties for Miami.
I'm
But
trendsetter,
again, it,
baby.
it, it doesn't matter. We remember I told you, I don't mind only have playing 8 games. So our recruits for 2021 and 2022 could be like, yo, imagine if they would have played the rest of the games, where they would have been at. If I was on the team, we would have did this, we would have did that. So me perfectly, it is a perfect world right now for everything Miami, and the Canes. Yeah, if we don't play, it's all good, baby, because
Yeah,
everybody gonna want to stay over here. But that game, it is what it is. We can't take it back. They're always gonna find a way to cheat. The Hurricanes and the Poles. So it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. It is what it is. But it's all about the you, baby.
All
And
about them.
they're not playing this week. They're not playing this weekend. They're back in action on the road against Wake Forest the following week. So we'll see what them boys do then. But we'll transition into Thanksgiving games. But before we even do that, man, since you got the Thanksgiving like food in the background, like what's the best Thanksgiving food to you for all time? You know?
Oh, of all time.
Yeah,
Oh, what my plate? How my plate should look?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause turkey gotta be all right. You gotta have some turkey, and I don't want the turkey breast.
I ain't big on turkey though. You
Nah,
know?
it depends on how they cook it. Cause some people they'll make turkey and that shit dry as fuck. Nah, it gotta be
Exactly,
more. Nah, nah,
exactly.
nah, nah. You gotta cook it in that turkey bag. When you cook it in the turkey bag, then it's gonna be moist. It's gonna be vibing. And if that person don't know how to cook, then you want to go ahead and get the thigh from the bottom. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
lot juicier.
I was
You
just
feel
gonna
me?
say I always mess with the dark meat. Yeah, give me
Exactly,
the leg, give
exactly.
me the thigh, because I
Mhm,
ain't messing
mhm.
with that dry breast. I'm good on that, because I'm gonna have to soak it in gravy anyway. That's tough.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
come on, man. Like, I'm good on that. I'd rather
But
have me a ham or some shit, or just give me that turkey tasso, that Haitian way. Like give me
you
that turkey.
already know.
Chop it all up. Some
Uh-huh.
juice. I'll be good to go
Mm-hmm.
with that. But
But yeah, that
yeah,
shit,
go ahead.
perfect plate. You gotta have the turkey, the good turkey, not the dry turkey. If it's cooked well, it don't matter what part it is. You know, I don't really too much like the drums of the turkey, but anywhere else on the turkey, I'm fine. But yeah, some turkey, have some Haitian decollete, some rice. Gotta have some potato salad. You know, because the
We got that
potato
on deck,
salad, you
baby.
gotta eat the rice with the potato salad and your food. It's gonna be bussing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Whoever's watching this podcast, try it. If you do have rice, because some people don't cook rice for Thanksgiving, they like I can have it any other
that's a
day.
damn shame.
But
Gotta have rice,
you
bruh.
gotta have rice. We from down here. We from the
Got it.
islands. You gotta have that. So turkey, rice, decollete, some what they call it, some stuffing. The stuffing got to be good too, cause some people
Yeah,
stuffing be dry as fuck. Nah, your shit got to be
yeah.
right. You know.
That's what I was gonna say because that's like to me that's what makes it Thanksgiving for me. you gotta have stuffing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't got stuffing, and your lady's American, she knows about that dressing, bro.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
dressing is off the chain, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What? When I first
Wow.
had dressing, I was like, yo, what is this? This is like stuffing, on steroids, bro. I was like, is this stuffing? They were like, nah, it's dressing. I was like, okay. I'm
You ain't
telling you,
lying.
it has to have the stuffing, or you gotta have the dressing for the
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You
Now you
know,
could probably now if we talk on traditional, traditional a traditional one, then of course you gotta have like some macaroni and cheese, collard greens,
mac and
you
cheese.
know, and
You know,
have cornbread, some cornbread, but your cornbread gotta taste good. Some people cornbread
right. I
like
can't eat
how
everybody.
is oh wait.
I can't
How is
eat
cornbread
everybody collard greens or cornbread. Like certain
exact?
people just can't make those two things right.
I'm like, my sister cornbread taste like cake. So I'll be happy to eat her cornbread. But yeah, that's the typical one. Haitian plate, you gotta have grill on there. You gotta probably have tasso on there, some fried tasso.
That's one.
You gonna have the party rice. You feel me? Like
But the Julia Jonjo,
Dijon. You feel
yeah,
me? Gotta
yeah,
have the Dijon. Potato salad on deck. You feel what I'm saying? Of
yeah,
course, they probably gonna cut up the turkey. You feel me? They're gonna cut up the
yup. They
turkey.
gonna
You
cut it up
gotta
for you.
have that. You feel
Yup.
me? But trust me, we know what it
You
is. But
already know what
but
it
but
is.
but but, but yeah, that's my perfect plate. What's yours?
Yeah, I like to have the turkey, but if I could do without it, I'd rather have ham, or if you got chicken, even better, But I
Okay.
gotta have my stuff in a dressing. I like yams now, or like
Oh, okay.
canned
Okay.
yams. Them things be hitting, bruh, hitting.
Yeah, I
So
know.
yeah, gotta have those. Everything you said is a must too. So I just want to touch on dessert too. Dessert, you gotta have the sweet potato pie, bruh.
You
You
already
have to.
got it.
It's a must.
I already
If
got it.
you don't have the sweet potato pie, I'm not coming. Don't call me. I'm not coming through unless you got it on deck, because
hmm
it has to be there. As far as desserts are concerned, but
The
everything else,
Patty LaBelle one.
that's good to go.
The
Patty
Patty
LaBelle,
LaBelle one. The Patty
we got that
LaBelle
shit in the
one.
refrigerator right now, brother.
Ah!
We got that shit in the refrigerator right now, so it's ready. But that's probably gonna be the best part of Thanksgiving tomorrow, which is the food, because the games are kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Like the two games that we got going on, the Texans and the Lions. I'm about tired of seeing the damn Lions on Thanksgiving. Like I understand it's tradition. I remember I looked it up a while ago. Like, why is the Detroit and Dallas always on Thanksgiving?
It's like
But
a guarantee win.
yeah, it's been a tradition since like the 60s or whatever. So it's just been tradition, but we got to see the sorry ass Lions every year. And this year, I feel like they're gonna get mopped by the Texans, to be
Of
honest.
course.
Maybe not mop, but because Matthew Stafford always finds a way to kind of keep his team in games, but he's been injured last week, and I think they were shut out last week.
hmm
And so if he is not 100%, yeah, I think the Texans mop him. If he's regular Matthew Stafford, I think it'll be a close game, because the boy Deshaun Watson is just doing a lot with a little bit. He's just doing a lot with a little bit, and I think he's going to do enough to win that game tomorrow.
You know I ain't trying to hear that. I'm thinking about our draft pick.
Right.
Yeah. So Stafford, your ass need to
That's
play.
right.
You need to play, and you need to be your normal self. Please, you're fully healed from your back injury and all that. Wife is good. Family's good. Yo, you need to do your thing. You need to do your thing. I don't really want to talk too much about this game. I just want to say you need to win. I don't care if you win by field goal, you win by 1 point, you win by safety. Win this game, because last week the Texans already got a win, and it kind of upsetted me because I'm like, fuck, we're just falling down in the draft because the
And they
Dolphins
beat
are
the
doing good,
Patriots too.
huh?
They beat the Patriots too.
Yeah, like what? Like, come on,
Yeah. Come
you
on,
know,
Cam. Come on, Cam. Yeah, just trash.
it
But
is what it
anyways,
is, man. So
anyways,
yeah, you got the
the
Texans
spread
and the
on that game
Detroit.
is 3. Just so you know, the spread on that game is 3, and the Benjamin report is saying Texans are going to cover that 3. But the Dolphins fan in the Benjamin report is hoping that Detroit destroys the Texans.
Thank you. Thank you. Then you
So
got the next game. We got Dallas versus Washington. Both teams is garbage right
that's
now.
a garbage
But I
game.
think Dallas look like they showing a little light. They showing like a little glimmer of hope. Like they're
Yeah,
finding themselves a little bit without Dak.
yeah.
So I think Dallas Cowboys gonna win. It's not too much to say about Dallas because they haven't showed us much. They've been losing for the longest. Yeah, they won last week, but you got to show me something more than once for me to actually believe in you. Um, so I know that Washington football team, and I kind of like that name, Washington football team. They don't even need no mascot. Fuck it. We
Washington
just
FC.
exactly. But I think Washington, they're still dysfunctional organization just like Dallas. But I think Dallas is gonna go ahead and find a way and keep that tradition going and take another win. On a big platform. There's no other games. You want to show the league like, yo, like let's pull up 2 wins in a row. But I mean, the our division is not that great anyway, so we could probably if we find ourselves, we could win a few and be right in the mix in the end of the season. I think we have like 6 games left. Let's see what we can do. And so I think Dallas gonna win this one. I don't know the spread. I'll just say, since both of them garbage, I was say 21 to like 10, you know.
21-10. All right. So the spread is Dallas by 3. And I agree with you 100%. I feel like Dallas is going to win this game. Fact that they got Andy Dalton back. I mean, Andy Dalton is garbage, but he's like, a step above garbage,
He's the
and
recycling bin.
yeah, yeah, he's the recycling bin quarterback, with red hair or whatever.
Hmm.
This guy, I think, is just going to be enough for them to win. And I just want to point out, it's kind of the classic Cowboys and Indians matchup too on
Hmm.
Thanksgiving. I feel like they
Hmm.
set that up on purpose. The Washington Redskins used to be the Redskins,
Uh-huh.
but everybody know they the Redskins. We just calling them the football team right now. So it's the
Uh-huh.
Cowboys basically versus the Indians on national TV. It's like, man, that seems like too much of a setup of how they set that up. But
Well, of course, yeah, but hey.
yeah, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this, even though I in real life I would go with the Indians.
Yeah,
Just because they were here, and
yeah. You know
I
how
don't
they
want
be
I don't want to go through
stealing
the
shit.
history of all of that, but
Yeah,
it's kind of messed up how even Thanksgiving even started.
yeah.
It basically was a massacre of the Indians.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a massacre on the football field with the Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Redskins, because I feel like this is a team that's on fire. And Alex Smith, although he's a good story, come back from that leg injury from last year, the quarterback for the football team. I don't think he has enough. I think that Dallas defense finally is like coming into their own, and I think they win this game in that sorry ass division of the NFC East. So that's all the games on Thanksgiving. There are no good college games, by the way, on Thanksgiving,
The
and we
better
are
game's gonna be the next day.
yeah,
What you mean?
exactly, exactly. So we might as well just transition into that since that Ravens Steelers game, as we mentioned, is moved to Sunday. And we got a really interesting game, not only that will affect the outcome of the ACC championship game and maybe national championship implications with North Carolina against Notre Dame, the
Hmm.
hated Notre Dame team. That's a team that I can't stand too. I can't stand Notre Dame. Those little leprechauns dudes with the fighting Irish. Although I do like the little
Yeah, the guy
the
that's look
mascot,
like
the way
he's
he
yeah, the
looks with his
mascot. Yeah, he
hands
look
and
vibe.
shit.
He a vibe.
Well, I don't know what kind of fighting style that is, but it looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. But I
Conor
hate Notre
McGregor.
Dame with a passion. Yeah, right. It's like a little McGregor, his little cousin or something, or his grandpa or whatever. But yeah, Notre Dame against North Carolina. The Hurricanes play North Carolina in a few weeks, so this is kind of critical if North Carolina wins this
Win.
game. Yeah, so if North
Yeah.
Carolina wins this game and we're able to win the rest of our games, and then we gotta hope that Clemson loses a game. If that happens, then we potentially could be playing in the ACC championship game. So, but as far as the outcome of this game, I think Notre Dame is really going to win because North Carolina has been inconsistent. Their defense is trash. Their
Offense on
offense,
point.
their offense can keep up with basically anybody. Um, I think Harrell is his last name, the quarterback over there, who did beat us last. Yeah, he did beat us last year in a game where that was like actually a game the Hurricanes should have won. But I feel like Notre Dame is gonna pull this one out. They just seem like they're a pretty strong team this year, but I hope the North Carolina gets them.
Me, I hope North Carolina gets them. Why? Because of everything Marcus just said. We need to play Clemson again, and hopefully, when we do play Clemson, if North Carolina actually beat Notre Dame, um, I don't want Trevor to be in the game, and that'll make my year even much better. But yeah, going on the game, you got the Fighting Irish. The only two things, like I said, that I like about Notre Dame is the Rudy story, the movie, and actually the
Fuck Rudy.
mascot, Rudy. But yeah, that's the only thing I like about Notre Dame. Um, Everything else hates the tradition, hates all that. As far as like um, their team got a good defense. They're rough. They play you hard nose. But North Carolina, they got that offense, and not just that, but Notre Dame is not used to playing in the ACC. They're used to playing in their own division and normally playing garbage ass motherfuckers. Now they're playing teams in the ACC, and yet the teams that you did play previously, they're not the top tier in the ACC. Let's see what you do to a top tier offense in the ACC because Notre Dame, yeah. Can you score? Yeah, but can you score like Notre Dame? I don't think you could score like Notre Dame. I think not Notre Dame, but North Carolina. I think North Carolina can actually stop you a lot more than you can stop their offense. And like I said, your defense is on point. Y'all do y'all thing. But of course, I want you guys to lose because I don't like you because of Lou Holtz, and how y'all treated us a long time ago with that championship. I don't like y'all because, you're just you. So North Carolina, do y'all thing. I think it's gonna be a close one. I don't think it's gonna be a um, high-powered offense like we've been seeing with North Carolina, of course, because they're going against a good defense. Not great, real good defense in Notre Dame. So I think this is going to be a close game. I would say 28 to 25. Um,
28 to 25. The spread on this game is Notre Dame by 5. So it sounds like you going with North Carolina if you was a betting man.
yeah, I'm going, if I'm a betting man, I'm going with North Carolina. So I don't mind being wrong, but please let me be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah, please. I agree with you though, but I feel like North Carolina can keep this game close. Even if their Notre Dame is up, I feel like it could be just like how that Ohio State Indiana game turned out, where Notre Dame gets a big lead, but North Carolina's offense finds a way to score points and kind of keeps it close at the end. So that game is on Friday, Black Friday. You doing any shopping on Black Friday?
Online.
Okay, okay.
I
Not
ain't
waiting
jumping
for
in
Cyber
there. I ain't
Monday.
just. I was thinking about buying me like a little another TV, like an 85-inch for the living room. You
I was
know,
thinking the same thing. Straight
I
up.
was thinking about it, but
Thinking
I'm
about it.
like, it all depends on how I'm actually feeling. Money's on deck to actually get it, but I got my wife's dad. Do you really need a bigger one? This one's fine. So it's kind of like. Yeah, so I'll try to figure out if I'm gonna get it or not. But again, I'm strong-willed. If I want it, I'll get it. But it depends on that morning. But me, I'm not going. I'm gonna do it online. Order my shit from Best Buy and pick it up days later.
Yeah.
I won't have
Yeah.
it shipped because motherfuckers do steal. I'm in a
Yeah.
good neighborhood, but I ain't trying to risk it. But hey, it is what it
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's the way to go. That's the safe way to go, especially with COVID going on. You
is.
might as well
Exactly,
stay
exactly.
home. Some crazy people out there. So Friday, that North Carolina Notre Dame game, 3:30. Stay home, chill, order everything that you can online, and then if you can, roll out to a high school football game
Oh,
because
wait,
that
wait, wait, wait,
night,
wait, wait. Before you go into that,
what up?
um, did we talk about the recap against the Gucci Man Young Cheesy? Did we even like I don't think we recorded like what happened. Like we recorded day of, but we did not discuss like the actual
We did.
funeral that actually happened because
No, we
like,
did talk about
hey,
that.
Jeezy, I fought with you, DZ, but Gucci Man came with real shit. If you talking about music wise, you won. Cause lyrically, I think you better than Gucci Man, you know. But Gucci Man came with true facts. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like Marcus, would you fuck with a real nigga or a fake nigga? If you know the nigga fake, I'm not fucking with him. I don't care if he a millionaire. I don't care all the accolades he have. I'm gonna fuck with the real dude. And if the real dude is Gucci Mane, and he's checking you in front of your, I don't care about the whole politically correct. Oh, I don't want to go back and waste 20 years. Like we're over this. Like I don't know about other people, but the bigger man was Gucci Mane because any motherfucker that try to fucking kill me, I'm never gonna be in the same room with you without trying to kill your ass. I'm sorry. I, I,
Uh,
I can
feel
never
you.
get over that.
I feel you. And yeah, we already talked about this. We actually posted up the clips on this on what we thought about this
Oh
versus battle
shit.
already. But
My
obviously, you
bad. It
want to
was the
get
lip.
something off your chest about it again. I feel you. I feel you on it, bro. I mean, like, yeah, I feel you 100%, but I still feel like musically, Jeezy, you
Yeah.
know, is the winner, but Gucci, is the real dude, as far as realness is concerned. But
Exactly.
yeah, check out the clips on YouTube on what we
Uh-huh.
thought about that battle. We both thoroughly go into that. But yeah, I just want to go into the bedroom report this week because Friday Night Lights, baby, we finally get that Edison Chaminade game. I've been boosting that game up for like 2 weeks.
Uncle Luke.
Like,
Uncle Luke.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Uncle Luke is really building up Edison. That program. I actually did some research on Edison, and Edison has not has they actually have a championship um to their credit. And the last time they won was guess when?
When we was
50,
born.
50 years ago, 1970, bro. 50 years ago, 1970 was the last time Miami Edison won a state championship. And this is arguably the best chance that they have since 1970. And they won that championship on the same field that they're going to be playing on this Friday at Traz at Miami Dade College North, that stadium over there. A lot of great players obviously played there, and that's where this game's going to be played against Chaminade Madonna, the three-time state champions. Chaminade has been in this championship game for 4 years in a row, won at three, going for a fourth. I think they got five titles altogether.
Groundhog
They
year
pretty
for
much
them.
dominate 3A in that class. So yeah, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. Uh, and breaking news from last week is that the Miami commit, Thad Franklin, the running back, got hurt last week, pulled his hamstring. So
Cool.
so he's actually out. I would think for this game, if you pulled a hamstring, I'd be surprised if he played, and if he played, he's probably not going to be 100%. So they do got another player out there, Jonathan Harris, who's just a sophomore. I think he had like 13 carries for 133 yards last week against Calvary Christian.
Okay.
So he's another young boy that Miami needs to jump on. There's a bunch of kids in this game that Miami has already jumped on. Let's just be honest. Alan Hay, defensive tackle for Chaminade, committed to the U. Jamal Johnson, also for Chaminade, defensive end, committed to the U. They are really working on another young talent in Kenyatta Jackson. He's a junior right now. I would say likely could be committing to the U in the next year or so. I already told you about Thad Franklin, but over on the Edison side, it'll be a damn shame if the Hurricanes lose out on these Edison kids. And maybe you know more about this than me, Wes. But do you think Luke would help the U as far as the kids that he's got? Because none of these kids are committed to the U. He's got a couple of great players. Like I'll drop some names just so people know. Xavier Young, defensive end. He's committed to Washington State. Washington State. Washington State on the other coast pulled out a kid from Dade County. That's interesting. And then you got a receiver, Roscoe Gibson, committed to Tennessee State, HBCU. Can't hate on that at all. But still, like if you put a U or Tennessee State, I'm going to pick the U. And then you also got a junior for next year. You got to think the Hurricanes would jump on with Francois Knowlton. So these are three players that are potentially not right now, as of now, not going to the U. So you got to see the Hurricanes jump on these kids just the same way that they jumping on the kids from Chaminade because they seem to get kids from these small schools, which Edison is now a small school. But fast forward to this game, it's hard to pick, man. It's really hard to pick. But I'm gonna go with Chaminade Madonna out of Hollywood, just because they got that championship pedigree. They've been there before, so I feel like that is going to be the difference. I do think it's going to be a close game,
Okay.
and their quarterback Jalen Tolbert, who's committed to Howard, is going to have to make some plays. So if he is able to do that, then Chaminade will win. I think it's going to be a close, maybe field goal game, but it's possible definitely possible that Edison can win this game. So Chaminade needs to be on upset alert. And the other two games are feature a couple of Miami teams. The first one also needs to be on upset alert. American Heritage. They're going up to Rockledge. Rockledge got some ballers on that team. Brevard County usually produces some players they have over the years. So they need to be on upset alert. I don't think they're going to lose, but Rockledge is a team that can hang with them for probably 2 to 3 quarters. So they just need to be careful, not turn the ball over. But I do think American Heritage does win that game by a touchdown. Watched out for players on Rockledge like Raheem Sanders.
Okay.
He's a player that I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of players within the past year because of COVID, bro. Like I would be at way more games, but the last time I seen that player and that team was not last spring, but the spring before. And I remember him balling then. And now, I'm watching recent tape of him and like some other players on that Rockledge team, and they got a squad, but they got a lot of players that play both ways. So I think American Heritage wears them down with their running game towards the end of the game, and they end up winning that game by a touchdown. Now, the last game of the weekend that is of a notable game is Palmetto, Miami Palmetto out of South
Mhm.
Dade area, and Treasure Coast. See, Treasure Coast is a team, over there in, kind of Palm Beach area, Port St. Lucie area, that type of area. They got some kids out there, just big kids. And Palmetto's got a great team. Obviously, a lot of Miami Hurricanes commits on the team with Rashard Smith and Leonard Taylor, who most people think is the number one commit in Florida, D
Okay.
tackle. But so they got a strong defense. Obviously, you got Corey Collier and Marshall, who are Florida commits, and um, like I said, they got Brashard Smith at receiver, who is now playing quarterback. Their quarterback, Kevin Smith, got injured and is out for the season. So they got Brashard Smith, who normally plays in the slot, playing quarterback. You playing pretty much a wildcat type offense, and I just don't think that's going to be enough to beat.
That's not.
I don't think that's going to be enough to beat Treasure Coast. And I think, unfortunately, it's not going to be a South Florida sweep this year. I think Treasure Coast beats Miami Palmetto in the playoffs and they get eliminated. and Miami doesn't have a team to represent 8A, which is the largest class in the state. So that's what's to look forward to in high school football this week. Obviously, the game of the week is Edison and Chaminade. That's the one I'll be at, and I'll
Mhm.
be bringing you the Benjamin report from there. Hey, if Edison wins, it's going to be an interview with Luke, so you'll see that. All right, so that's something you'll see that. Or if Chaminade wins, best player, likely going to get an interview with the Benjamin report. But but that's all I got for this week. Uh, till next week, or till the next episode, which is going to be Saturday. Um, I guess that's pretty much it for this episode, right?
Yeah, so you guys definitely have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of food. You
Happy
know,
Thanksgiving.
if you are
Thanksgiving with
drinking,
your
drink a
family, Wes.
lot and just stay to the crib. You feel me?
Yeah, stay
So
to the
yeah,
crib. Stay
well,
safe out there.
exactly.
Thanksgiving is the best holiday in the world.
It is. It is. Because shit, you don't need to buy people shit. Christmas, you got to buy everybody something. Thanksgiving is just
Yeah.
eating and football.
Eating football and give thanks, man. Appreciate what you got.
Exactly. Exactly.
Appreciate what
So
you
yeah,
got.
you guys have a good one. We'll see you on Saturday. Peace.
Peace.